Hey friends, welcome to my channel Everyday Insights. Today I'm going to be giving you a demo on IELTS writing. So if you like it, please like, share and subscribe to this channel for me to give you further updates. I'll be giving you a demo on your IELTS exam. So we'll just begin by understanding the basics. The full form for IELTS is International English Language Testing System. I hope you have given the exam, have not given the exam before, so I can help you understand more of it in detail. Now, IELTS exam is divided into two portions: academic and general. Okay, the academic exam is for students who wish to study abroad, and general exam is for those students who wish to settle abroad. That means for permanent residency. Both of the exams have 4 modules: listening, reading, writing and speaking. Today I'll be giving you a demo on writing. In your writing portion, you have 2 parts, that is called 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Your task 1 will include an image, a visual image, and you will have to describe a visual image. Okay, any doubts up till now?
No.
Okay, so in your task 1 there are few set of questions that you will have to go through. However, out of those few set of questions, you'll only get one question in your exam. Your writing exam is for 60 minutes, that is 1 hour. So it will be divided into task 1 and task 2. Okay, your task 1 requires it's a suggested timing. It's not a hard and fast rule that you have to give that much time, but it's a suggested timing that you should spend about 20 minutes on your task 1, while the remaining 40 minutes should be spent on your task 2. Okay, so we'll go much in detail for the demo in task 2, and when we go through sessions, I'll go through your listening, reading and your full-fledged writing and your speaking sessions. Okay, now for task 2, it is the suggested timings is 40 minutes. However, I would suggest, rather than taking 40 minutes, take about 5 minutes to plan your answer before you begin, and once you finish, take 5 minutes to recheck your answer, because it is really important that you have properly planned your answer of what you are going to write in your task 2, while after writing your answer you have rechecked and gone through your answer and saw that if there are any mistakes, you can make small mistakes, small changes, so that it can be a perfect answer. Now for your task 2, again there will be 7 different type of questions that we'll be studying in the sessions. Out of the 7, only 1 will come. Okay, there are a few restrictions when it comes to task 2. So one of them is not a hard and fast rule. One of them is a timing. Although you can give 30 minutes for your task 1 and 30 minutes for your task 2, however, since your task 2 carries double the weight in your writing band score, that is why you need to focus more on your task 2. However, that does not mean that you will not focus on your task 1. You will focus on your task 1 question. However, your task 2 is double the amount. That means for each task you will be given a band score out of 9, and for your task 2, band score out of 9 will be calculated twice. That is why it is said that your task 2 scores carry double the weight. Okay, clear? Any doubts up till now?
No.
Okay, now the type of questions that you can get in your task 2. First of all, before we begin the type of questions, the first thing that you need to remember is your word limit. In your task 2 answer, your word limit is minimum 250 words. That means you will have to write at least 250 words. You will not get extra marks for writing extra more than 250 words. That means if you write more than 250 words, you're not going to get extra marks. However, if you write less than 250 words, you will make sure that you are going to lose marks, your band score. Got the idea? Okay, now the type of questions that can come in your task 2 are: first is give your opinion. You'll be given a statement and the question will ask give your opinion. That means you just have to specify whether you are in favor or against. That means If they give you a question like, do you think that pollution is affecting a lot of people nowadays, and do you think, give your opinion, whether you're in favor or you're against, that is, give your opinion. Once we go through the sessions, we'll see how we need to structure the answer. That means how we need to write the answer sentence by sentence, so that you know exactly what you are writing. Please remember that your answer should have paragraphs, separate paragraphs, and each separate paragraph should have a unique central idea. That means how many ever paragraphs you are writing, no two paragraphs should be talking about the same thing. Each paragraph will be talking about different things. Got the idea?
Okay.
Now, the next type of question that you get is agree, disagree. In this, you'll be given a statement. Again, it is almost similar like give your opinion. However, in give your opinion, you are giving more of your personalized opinion. You're saying that if personally you've experienced something like this or not. So that means you are giving your personal experience. However, in agree, disagree, they're just asking you a question. They're giving you a statement and they say whether you agree, disagree. Now, in this type of question, this is not partial agreement or disagreement. That means in the agree, disagree type of question, you cannot say I agree, however I also disagree. You cannot say that. Why? Because they've not asked you for a partial opinion. They've asked you whether you completely agree, 100% completely agree, or whether you 100% completely disagree. You cannot give a partial opinion in a question where they're specifically asking do you agree or disagree. The third type of question that can come is to what extent do you agree, disagree. That means now in this type of question, you can personally say that okay, I agree that this should be like this, however I also disagree as these are the advantages or as these are the causes for this. So you can say in a question where they're asking you to what extent do you agree, disagree, then you can specify that yes, I partially agree, that I agree, but do not mention a number that I partially agree, that means I 50% agree, I 20% agree. No, don't give a number, give reasons for your agreement and disagreement. So for all your task 2 questions, you will be giving reasons. Those reasons are in a way your opinions. Okay, moving on. The next set of question that you can get in task 2 is advantages, disadvantages. You'll be given a statement and your question will be in the end, it'll be say what do you think are the advantages or disadvantages, or they can ask what are the pros and cons for this. That means you have to specify both the advantages and disadvantages. Again, remember your word limit is 250, minimum word limit is 250. They have not mentioned a maximum word limit, although however I say that write no more than 280, 290, 300. Do not go more than that, because this is not something that you're writing a 1000-word essay. You are writing just a minimum essay within that word limit, and the examiners, those who are checking your answer, they want to see can you write the exact answer accordingly within that. Got the idea? Okay. Any doubts up till the 4 type of questions? Give your opinion, agree, disagree, to what extent do you agree, disagree, and advantages, disadvantages. Okay, now moving on, the next set of question that you can get in your task 2 is problem, causes, solutions. Now in this type of question, the problem will always be given in the question, so you don't have to think of the problem. However, they will ask you what are the causes can you suggest and what are the solutions you can suggest. That means in this type of question, they are asking you the causes as well as the solutions, both of them. The problem is mentioned in the question and your causes and solutions will be according to that problem. Clear? Your next set of question will be problem, causes and effects. Again, just like the last one, problem will be mentioned in the question. However, you will have to write the causes and the effects according to the problem given to you in the question. Okay? With each type of question, we'll be going in the session, we'll be going through each sentence, how we're supposed to write, how words were supposed to, sentences were supposed to frame. So we'll be going through that clearly one by one, each sentence by sentence, so that you can understand clearly how to answer the question. And the last type of question that you can get in your task 2 is problem and solutions. So in this type of question, the problem will not be given in the question. They'll just give you a statement. That means what are the just a statement of what is the effect, and then you have to mention the problems for that situation, and you will have to mention the solutions for that situation. Again, as I mentioned before, you will be writing in paragraphs, so your each paragraph will be talking about a central idea. So if you have a question that is related to problem, causes and solutions, so your each paragraph will be talking about something different. If you're talking about problems in one paragraph, you will not be repeating the same thing in another paragraph. Got the idea? Any doubts up till now? Okay. I will be sharing the writing criteria scheme, marking scheme for writing task 1 and 2 in my next video. So if you would like more information related to that, kindly subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching this video.